for once, Angel Reese was actually picking on somebody her own size. Now, if I was to take bets in this, NaLyssa Smith versus Angel Reese, I'm putting all of my $2.47. I'm putting all of that on NaLyssa Smith. All right, I'm not sure it would be even close.
Angel Reese just walked into the biggest reality check of her career, and it came courtesy of NaLyssa Smith. You know that moment when someone finally stands up to the playground bully? That's exactly what happened when Reese tried her usual intimidation tactics on Smith during the Sky vs. Wings game. But here's what nobody saw coming. Smith didn't back down. Instead, she served Reese a slice of humble pie that left the Chicago forward looking absolutely stunned. The technical fouls were just the beginning of what turned into the most embarrassing night of Reese's season. Comment fire the baby giraffe. If you think Reese just simply has to go away, let's go.
NaLyssa Smith was D'ing up Angel Reese pretty staunchly during this game. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh no. Give me that. Jesus, dude. When NaLyssa Smith is doing that to you, you know you just aren't ready for it, man. When NaLyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened?
Picture this Angel. Reese strutted onto the court against Dallas with that familiar smirk, probably thinking she'd found another player to intimidate. The Chicago Sky forward had perfected her routine over the season. Get physical, talk trash, watch opponents shrink away. But when she locked eyes with NaLyssa Smith that night, something felt different. The usual fear wasn't there. Smith looked right back at her with the kind of calm confidence that should have been Reese's first warning.
The two of them getting into it. And by the way, this started off by NaLyssa Smith going for a rebound and Angel just shoving her. Just shoving her and then complaining to the refs. And by the way, I don't blame Angel Reese for, shoving people and expecting to get away with it. The referees have shown that you are allowed to shove people and get away with it. Like, that is a given.
The whole thing started when Reese committed a hard foul on Smith, a clear shove. Most players would have taken the hit, maybe shot her a look and moved on, but not Smith. She had something to say about it, and whatever came out of her mouth lit Reese up like a Christmas tree. You could see the exact moment. Reese's brain switched from basketball mode to confrontation mode. Her shoulders squared up, her jaw tightened, and she started moving towards Smith like she owned the place.
Down around the rim, NaLyssa Smith and Angel Reese both got technical fouls, and things got a little chippy between the two.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice pass.
Right there.
How did Dejounte hit that to Smith? That was in our line of sight. There wasn't any daylight.
Yeah, the speed and accuracy of that pass.
Now we got some chippiness. Smith and Reese jawing at each other.
Here's where it gets interesting. Smith didn't take a single step backward. While Reese was doing her usual puff chest routine, Smith stood there looking almost bored by the whole display. The contrast was striking. Reese got more animated by the second, while Smith maintained this cool, collected energy that probably drove Reese absolutely crazy. You know how bullies react when their intimidation tactics don't work. That's exactly what we witnessed.
When NaLyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened? What happened last year? Was it the Indiana Fever on the jersey? That made you go extra hard? Was it that other player on that team that was like, oh, that 22, oh, I really want to show her something? Is that what really made it? Because in these matchups against the Dallas Wings, you really haven't been anything special at all. Maybe NaLyssa Smith was tired of seeing her in a meme all offseason. NaLyssa's like, you know what? That next time I play her, I'm not going to let her cook me and do me like that.
The crowd caught on immediately. The energy in the arena shifted from a casual game atmosphere to full-blown drama alert. People were standing up, phones were coming out, and you could feel that electric tension that happens when something real is about to go down. But Smith's teammates weren't even rushing over to pull her away. They knew she could handle herself.
I'm not sure Angel Reese would actually want that to turn into something where hands are involved. Because, my goodness, I mean, I'm just going to keep it real. NaLyssa Smith, I think she sort of believes she's a little bit more masculine, right? Now, I'm going to tell you, as far as flexing goes, we talked about this a little earlier. NaLyssa Smith showed her ass last night. She did. I mean, at 6 of 12 from the field, 27 minutes, 20 points, 3 block shots last night.
This wasn't Smith's first rodeo with Reese either. These two had been jawing back and forth since Reese's rookie season, when Smith was still suiting up for Indiana. The history between them had been building all season long, with Smith clearly getting under Reese's skin in ways that other players couldn't manage, but previous encounters had been smaller moments, quick exchanges that got broken up fast. This time, with cameras rolling and a full crowd watching, Reese couldn't just walk away without losing face.
Angel Reese goes after shoving NaLyssa Smith. The two of them are getting into it. Arike is there trying to be peacemaker. Courtney Vandersloot immediately doesn't know what's going on. The two of them getting into it.
What made this confrontation so satisfying was watching Reese realize she'd picked the wrong target. Her whole persona depends on other players backing down, giving her that psychological edge she thinks makes her tough. When Smith refused to play along with the intimidation game, you could literally see Reese's confidence deflate. Her body language changed completely from predator to confused prey in about 30 seconds.
If you guys don't remember, like even last season, the two of them were getting into it through the entire season. The two of them were getting into it, and you saw literally when the referees tried to break it up, you saw them just go like, don't. Like the two of them want to get into it, and again, this is a rivalry.
The officials stepped in and handed out technical fouls to both players, which was the expected outcome. But walking away from that exchange, only one player looked like they'd won the psychological battle. Smith headed back to her position looking like she'd just swatted away an annoying fly. Reese, meanwhile, had that defeated energy of someone who just learned an uncomfortable truth about themselves. The commentators picked up on it too, with one noting how Smith appeared to be in better shape and was reading plays defensively while questioning whether Reese had any self-awareness after going 3 for 12 that night. The whole incident exposed something bigger than just two players getting heated. This was about what happens when someone finally calls out the behavior everyone else has been tiptoeing around.
Showing that the other day was just a glimmer of hope that she had figured out how to start playing, as in only take 5 to 6 shots a game. Get rebounds, distribute the ball out to everybody out on the perimeter, and quit shooting the ball.
What made NaLyssa Smith different from every other player who's dealt with Reese's antics? Simple. She had history with Angel Reese, and she wasn't about to let some second-year player punk her on national television. Smith came into the league knowing exactly what Reese was about. Their rivalry goes back to when Reese was still figuring out how to be a professional, and Smith was already establishing herself as someone who doesn't play games.
She's reading plays, like NaLyssa Smith reading plays defensively.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice.
Oh.
Pass. How did DJ...
Angel Reese tries to intercept the pass, and then her and NaLyssa Smith start jawing at each other, start talking at each other. Start jawing at each other, start talking at each other.
Here's what makes this whole situation even better. Smith used to suit up for the Indiana Fever. You know, the same team that drafted Caitlin Clark, the same organization that Reese has been throwing shade at all season long. When you've got that connection, every interaction with Reese becomes personal. Smith wasn't just defending herself that night. She was defending the reputation of a franchise that means something to her.
You're gonna let NaLyssa Smith talk to you like that, Angel. You gotta fight her, right? Isn't that what the pieces want? Angel, why are you just sitting behind her teammates? You gotta go fight that woman, Angel. You gotta go lion from the Wizard of Oz. Put them all. Put them all. That's what you gotta do. Come on. Come on. This is another angle of their little dust up that they encountered. Nice little baseline angle.
The history between these two players runs deeper than most people realize. Smith has been watching Reese's act since her rookie season, and she's clearly had enough of the drama queen routine. Previous encounters between them had been building toward this moment all season long. You could see it in how Smith carried herself around Reese. There was none of that cautious.
In this game right here, if we don't remember, Up until the point where the starters were taken out, Angel Reese had 4 points. She had 4 points, 5 rebounds. But NaLyssa Smith had 14 points. She had 14 points on Angel Reese versus Angel Reese's 4 in 19 minutes. They took her off, and it was a very, very comfortable win for the Indiana Fever, where Caitlin Clark, in fact, had 31 points, 12 assists on 14 shots. Jesus, post-Olympic break, Caitlin Clark was another level.
Let's talk about what Smith brings to the table defensively. The commentators noted how she was reading plays defensively throughout that game. That's not luck. That's preparation meeting opportunity. Smith had clearly studied Reese's tendencies and knew exactly how to disrupt her rhythm. She was blocking shots, getting in passing lanes, and generally making Reese's life miserable on the offensive end. The contrast in their approaches couldn't be more obvious, while Ree was busy trying to create drama and get in people's heads. Smith was focused on actually playing basketball. She put up 14 points in just 19 minutes of action, while Reese struggled with 4 points and 5 rebounds, looking like she needed a nap more than another confrontation. The numbers don't lie about who had the better night.
Angel Reese playing like trash all game, but that confidence doesn't waver, I guess, right? The arrogance doesn't waver, right? We could miss layups, we can miss shots, but that confidence doesn't waver at all. I mean, look at this. Angel Reese, after going 3 for 12 on the night, at this point, she has a historic play where she elbows Dejanay out the way, and here we go. Move it, little girl. And yeah, Angel Reese talking that trash. Yeah, you guys can't stop me. I'm 4 for 13.
Smith's connection to Indiana adds another layer to this whole thing. She spent time with that organization, learned their culture, and understands what professional basketball looks like. When you see someone disrespecting that standard, it hits different. Smith wasn't just standing up for herself. She was standing up for every player who believes in handling business the right way. You know what's fascinating about Smith's performance against Ree? There was a previous game where Ree managed to outplay Smith pretty convincingly, but Smith learned from that experience and came back stronger. That's what real competitors do. They adapt, they improve, and they don't let past losses define future matchups.